I'm your host, Joshua.
And I'm your host, Ariel.
And we're the Midnight Guild. Welcome back, everybody, for another long-anticipated episode of the Midnight Guild, honey. Here we are. Ta-da! And, honey, we are going to take you to the dark Victorian streets of London today.
Yep.
Yes, honey, where the poor little prostitutes didn't stand a chance.
They didn't.
Against a madman's blade.
That was good.
Yeah,
Look at you, honey.
I try. Theatrical.
So, with this week, honey, there's been a lot of stuff that's went down in the world.
Honey.
Katy Perry went to space.
For 15 minutes.
11. Yeah. Everybody is giving her shit.
I mean, yeah. I've only seen the TikToks about it.
See, I've not seen it.
And there's these TikToks about Katy Perry,
I don't think it's a big deal. She made that money. Why can't she use it how she wants?
Well, no, it wasn't about that. It was so Katy Perry was in space for 11 minutes, came back, and she's kissing the earth, the ground.
I think she was just trying to be funny.
And then those it's always paired with those astronauts that were just kind of stuck on the space station.
Yeah, that sucks.
For lack of a little
bit. But that was purely political.
But, I mean, it was more of a funny type thing.
Yeah.
It was Katy Perry in space for 11 minutes, kissing the ground when she gets back, and then it has the people that were stuck on the space station.
Now that makes sense.
Which, I mean, they technically weren't stuck on the space station. We just couldn't get them home yet.
I felt like that was purely political.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
God, yes. I'm just
Sure, you can't get them.
Surely. I mean, honestly, my heart goes out to that little robot on Mars, honey. If you have not
know.
I was so sad. I mean, just so sad.
Are you talking about where it sang happy birthday to itself?
Yes. And then it started dying. Well, not dying, but it's, because, I mean, it's not a living thing, but its battery was dying. And it was I mean...
Why wouldn't they have why is there not a solar charger on it?
I mean, I'm just apparently, I don't know. It's something about the way I don't know, Mars is moons or something. But it's battery power failing. It's very dark. And I'm
I did not see that.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to. It's so sad.
I'll cry.
Can we not go rescue it? I mean, I know it's just a robot.
But it matters.
And I know it probably doesn't have feelings, but listen.
We have feelings about it.
My heart goes out to it. It would sing itself happy birthday every year on its little birthday. And
so sweet.
It's just sad.
It hits you in the heart.
It does. It does. Which, I mean, honey, listen, and maybe that's the screwed up mentality, because, honey, my heart goes out to a poor little robot dying on Mars, but the astronauts stuck on the space station, they got food, they're fine. We'll get to them. I
felt so bad for them. Shoo, God.
I mean, well, I did feel bad for them, but I mean, at the same time, I'm I mean, it's not. They weren't
destitute
or anything.
Right.
They weren't going to die anytime soon or anything like that. And I do believe it was a political stunt of the highest regard.
Mm-hmm.
But now, irregardless of political stance or anything like that, honey, they've made it home safely.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
That's the main important part, honey. And they're the ones to tell you, they didn't feel stuck.
Right.
They just couldn't get home yet.
Yeah. What do you guys think of our new backgrounds?
Doing things different.
Yep. I forgot to turn the candles on. Dang, it's fine.
Oh, you won't.
Sorry. Next time,
honey. Something to look forward to.
The candles.
Next time.
Let's see. What else went down? Do you remember what else has went down in the world?
Oh gosh. Let's see here. Let me think.
Let me think.
I'm trying not to be political, so I'm trying to bring up, other stuff,
like current events.
That's
not political
in the world. Well, honey, I know it's kind of hard because it's a very political-driven atmosphere nowadays.
It really is. But you know what? I did trash our one episode. It's fine if they know this. I did trash our one episode about the time traveling and Barron Trump.
Yeah.
I trashed it because we got too political. We both did.
Yeah.
But you went on a full tirade.
I did.
Because I was like, oh, it's fine. And I went back to watch it to edit it. And I was like, we cannot post it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here.
You looked angry. You were like, your face.
Sorry.
No,
it happens.
No, you looked angry just now. When I was like, I trashed it, you're like,
man, it's fine. I mean, honey, it was gold.
He even told me before he left, if this isn't good, if this is bad, just trash it. We'll redo it.
We can redo it. It's just going, I'll have to tone it down a bit. Let's see. Okay, so there's a new little show out. If y'all haven't seen it lately, it's called Mid-Century something. Is it Mid-Century Modern? I don't remember what.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Anywho, it's pretty much the gay Golden Girls.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, I want to say, is it? Where's it at? Hulu?
I can Google it.
Hulu maybe, but anyway, it has Nathan Lane in it.
Shut up.
Yeah, I love him.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch
They're
this.
just like these older gays that are just
to watch this.
like they decide to be roommates, and
I have to watch this.
It's a touch unrealistic, though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's okay. I'm fine with that. What was I gonna say? Okay, so I've started watching The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, don't you love it?
It is so good, so damn funny. A touch blasphemous.
A little bit,
but funny.
Yeah.
I'm about to start watching The White Lotus. I don't know if Jesse will like it, so I might start watching it by myself.
Have you seen Uncle Baby Billy?
Yes, honey.
He is one of my favorite characters.
I don't much care for him.
Oh, you will.
I've watched the whole first season.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, he seriously is a dickhead.
And I love Walter Goggins, but I just don't much care for Baby Billy yet.
Oh, it gets better.
Now, he does make me laugh a lot, but he's not my favorite.
Who's your favorite?
Let me see. Who is my favorite? Kelvin cracks me up.
Little Kelvin.
He cracks me up, but he's not my favorite. I'm trying to think who my favorite. I love Amber. She's just so aloof.
Oh, yeah.
I love how she's so aloof to everything. And then but of course, Danny McBride is just so damn funny. I think Danny McBride might be my favorite. Him or dang it, the daughter.
Well, I know her name is Judy.
Judy.
In the thing.
And she's so dumb.
Honey, she is.
And so full of herself it's hilarious.
And her little husband,
love him.
Bless his heart.
Damn, I just forgot his name too.
Oh, I can't remember his name either.
And she says it constantly.
It's like BJ?
BJ. It is BJ.
Yeah.
BJ.
BJ,
come over here.
They ride him so hard, little BJ.
I know, bless him. I do love BJ.
Right. And listen, and I know this is going to sound kind of crazy, but okay, so the mom characters, whenever they did like the flashbacks and stuff, I love me some little Amy Lane.
Me too. I like her.
I don't know why.
She's the only good one.
I know. I don't know why. She just and this is going to sound crazy, she just reminds me of my mom. A little bit.
I get it.
So, but honey,
because I can see where she reminds me of my mom.
Yeah, she reminds me of my mom a little bit, honey. She's just, one of those little God-fearing Christian women, honey.
Yeah, she's literally the only good one in the whole family.
And my little mama, honey, back in the day, her and her sisters, they had that gospel. Honey, they were on that gospel circuit, honey.
Honey.
The Helton sisters, honey, they were out there, honey. They sang on the radio.
No. Mike Charlene is part of a group that they don't sing anymore because Mike Charlene has a really bad heart.
Yeah.
And so she can't strain herself as much to sing all the time. It was called, oh my God, why did I just forget it? I'm having a forgetful day. Homeward Bound.
Well, see, now, our cousins, honey, are the award-winning Frost family. Yes.
Look at you, honey.
Shout out right there. But I remember one of my fondest memories when I was younger is, honey, after church, we would go over to the WRGS, which is, the local radio station. Mm-hmm. And honey, and Mama would get on there and just start belting out.
Oh.
My little papa, honey, he preached on the WRGS for years and years.
I love that. Yes. How fancy.
Honey, I'm sorry.
Yes, you are, honey.
It was meant to be, honey. It's in the blood.
It's in the blood, honey.
In the blood.
So, now let's take it backwards in time.
Yes. So, back to what we were talking about before, honey. Back to the dark streets of England.
Back to Old 1888.
1888, honey. Just a touch before the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, honey. So, the most infamous serial killer ever, Jack the Ripper.
Little Jackie.
It's always remained unsolved. None of us ever knew who Jack the Ripper was.
But there were many, many theories.
Yes, very much so. And it's remained unsolved until now. And so we're going to get into that. But before we get into who he is, blah, 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 who it was, the other suspects, all that stuff, I'm going to just take you back in time a little bit, and we're going to tell you about the women that were murdered. Bless their hearts. So we'll start out with the first victim of Jack the Ripper, Mary Ann Nichols.
Little Mary Ann.
She
is like
Wanda. Oh my God. They were the best of friends all through their high school days. Both members of the 4-H club, both active in the FFA. I ran out of breath. Okay. I was like, FFA.
All right.
Okay, sorry. This is serious, but that was good.
That's my try.
Well, high five again, bitch.
I try.
I love how we're like side by side like this. Okay, so Mary Ann Nichols. She had a separation from her husband because they'd had a rough patch or whatever, and she also was a really bad alcoholic. Mary Ann turned to a life of prostitution to make ends meet. On the night of August 31st, 1888, she left her lodging house due to not being able to pay for the night. Mary Ann actually made a comment that she would make the money in no time after she showed off her new bonnet.
Honey, a shilling a shag.
Yep. So Mary Ann was last seen by her roommate walking down Whitechapel Road. Mary Ann would have been walking along the road when her attacker would come up behind her and cut her throat. Around 1 hour after the attack, her body would be found on Buck's Row, where she was found not only with her throat cut, but her abdomen was cut wide open.
Yes.
And I'm just going to go right into it because I want us to be able to talk about it and stuff like that. So I'm just going to fire off the women that were murdered. I don't even know if we can say murdered, but I'm going to be saying it a lot. So I might just tone it down for TikTok and just leave it on YouTube.
Maybe.
Or I could beep it, but it just takes forever in editing. But anyway, Annie Chapman was the second victim. She was also separated from her husband, John Chapman. She received a low income from her former husband, I think it was 10 shillings, but I don't know how often, probably a month. But she also made ends meet by selling flowers. But after her husband would actually pass away, she wasn't getting that money anymore from him. So she had to turn to a life of prostitution as well. Similar to Mary Ann, one night Annie could not pay for lodging, so she would leave and roam the streets and everything like that, trying to make some money. As she was working the streets that night, Annie would be last seen by a friend at 1:35 a.m. walking along Crushfield Street. And around 1 hour later, just 1 hour later, Annie would be found behind a lodging house at 29 Hanbury Street, found in the same way Mary Ann had been discovered. Annie's throat was cut and her abdomen cut open. But Jack the Ripper had taken it even a step further with Annie Chapman, because her insides were pulled from her body and placed over her left shoulder. Ugh. So it's getting worse and worse. There's going to be a theme here. Elizabeth Stride. She was a prostitute in England, and she was walking on Burner Street on September 30th, 1888, when she was attacked around 12 a.m. by the Ripper, who would cut Elizabeth's neck, but not perform any other ripping on the abdomen, leading police to speculate that Jack had been interrupted in his killing because he didn't have time to finish his initial, his calling card, basically. This same night, this would be a really busy night for Jack the Ripper, because the same night on September 30th, Catherine Aldose, I think it might just be Aldose, was found by a constable near 29 Aldgate Street. She was drunk and taken to Bishopsgate Station to sober up. She was released from the station around 1 a.m. in the morning, and that was around the same time that I guess that's right after Elizabeth was killed. So I'm sure he ran up on her, Like, wasn't, and he was very pent up, I'd say, because he didn't get to finish what he wanted to do. So he took out all that frustration on Catherine. Catherine's neck would be cut, as well as her abdomen would be ripped open, and her insides would also be placed over her left shoulder. But a piece of her insides around 2 feet long would be cut and removed and placed between Catherine's body and her left arm. And it was very intentional. Like, you could tell it was intentional. She was also beaten very, very badly, like almost beyond recognition. Yeah. Murder of both Elizabeth and Catherine would be called the double event by Jack the Ripper himself in a letter that was supposedly written by him, taking credit for both the murders, and it was received by the London authorities with blood on the letter as well. If it wasn't gross enough, he just wanted to make himself known by just putting some blood on there.
Well, like little calling card, honey.
I hope this dude is, well, I don't hope, I know he is. He's rotting in hell. Hope he's having a horrible time. Horrible, horrible time. Okay, so I'm just going to fire off the last victim here.
Okay.
The fifth victim would be almost as mysterious as Jack the Ripper himself. Her name was Mary Jane Kelly, but she also was known to go by many other names, some of them being Ginger, Dark Mary, and Fair Emma. She was a prostitute, and her murder was by far the most gruesome. Like, it was bad. Well, I'm just going to call her Mary Jane for obvious reasons. Mary Jane's murder was super different from the others. Her body was actually found in her lodging room. And her body would be found with a cut throat, her abdomen ripped open, but the abdomen was completely emptied of all of its organs and stuff, and strewn, like scattered about the room. Except her heart. Her heart would never be found. He had taken it. Mary's face would be beaten so badly, and also her ear, that she was completely unrecognizable to the people who found her. Okay, I said, yeah, her heart was missing, and this is really sensitive, so I'm gonna her breasts were also removed, but I think that was it. I don't know if her lady bits, but I know that her breasts were removed and strewn across the room as well. And her left arm was not removed, but it was almost cut clean off. Yeah. Yeah, sick shit. So there are a lot of, that's the victims that we know of. There's a lot more that have been speculated that he might also have been.
But never proved.
Yeah, but never proved. So there are lots of suspects in the Ripper case.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to let.
High-profile suspects.
Yeah. So after, oh, no, I'll get to that in a minute. I was going to say, so it's been over 100 years, and we're about to start breaking it down, honey. So you ready to take over about these suspects, honey?
All right. So the suspects proposed years after the murders include virtually anyone remotely connected to the case, as well as many famous names who were never considered in the police investigations, including the very own Prince Albert Victor, who was the son of Queen Victoria. Is that correct? I think so.
Yes, Prince Albert was her husband.
But then they
had a son. I think Prince Albert
Victor. There was an artist named Walter Sickert, and even an author named Lewis Carroll. Everyone alive at the time is now long dead, and modern authors are free to accuse anyone without any need for supporting historical evidence. Suspects named in police documents include 3 in Sir Melville McNaughton's 1894 memorandum, but the evidence against each of them is at best circumstantial. Until recently, some newly forensic evidence, DNA analysis, has taken it to an Aaron Kosminski. Am I saying that correctly? Yep. So they tested his mitochondrial DNA against DNA found at the
crime scene for Catherine. And it was her scarf.
Yeah, and there was something about some letters, blood on letters or something like that, but that could have been something completely different. Now, little Aaron Kosminski, he was a Polish hairdresser born September 11th, 1865. He died March 24th of 1919. So he was a hairdresser. Wow.
Wow.
He was a Polish Jew who immigrated from Congress, Poland to England in the 1880s. He worked as a hairdresser in Whitechapel on the east end of London, where a series of murders ascribed to an unidentified person nicknamed Jack the Ripper.
Well, they said that
in 1888.
They said that whoever did this had to know Whitechapel very, very well, like the back of their hand.
And he was actually named one of their suspects. The police actually named him as one of their suspects.
Yep.
So, beginning in 1891, Kosminski was institutionalized after he threatened his sister with a knife. He was held at Colney Hatch Lunatic Asylum and then transferred to Leviston Asylum.
Wow.
Let's see here. In September 2014, author Russell Edwards claimed in the book Naming Jack the Ripper to have proved Kosminski's guilt. On September 7th, 2014, Jari Luolainen, an expert in historic DNA analysis, announced that he had been commissioned by British author Russell Edwards to study a shawl said to have been found with victim Catherine Eddowes, and that he had extracted mitochondrial DNA that matches female line descendants of Eddowes, and mitochondrial DNA that matches female line descendants of Kosminski's sister from the shawl. Luolainen stated, the first strain of DNA showed a 99.2% match, as the analysis instrument could not determine the sequence of the missing 0.8% fragment of DNA. On testing the second strand, we achieved a perfect 100% match.
Wow.
Yeah. So it looks like everything points to little Kosminski.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. You are. You're saying it right.
Or not. So
that's pretty crazy.
After all the years, honey, look, well, Jack the Ripper, we found you.
I know, it just pisses me off that he got to live his whole life, living his best life.
Well, I mean,
and didn't get caught.
I don't know. I wouldn't know if I'd say his best life, because let's see here. Let me pull this back up.
I'm just saying, he got to live a life at least.
I mean, he only lived to be 53. And let's see how he died.
Okay.
So he looks like he was placed in a workhouse in 1810 due to his worsening mental illness. In 1891, he was put in Colney Hatch Lunatic Asylum. 1894, he was admitted to Leavesden Asylum. Apparently, he suffered from a lot of illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
His insanity took the form of auditory hallucinations, a paranoid fear of being fed by other people that drove him to pick up and eat food dropped as litter, and refusal to wash or bathe.
Ooh.
The cause of his insanity was recorded as self-abuse, which is thought to be a euphemism for
self-harm. Oh, okay.
His poor diet seems to have kept him in a emaciated state for years. His low weight was recorded in the asylum case notes. By February 1990, he weighed just 96 pounds. He died the following month at age 53 in the asylum.
Well, at least he suffered.
He did that. So
it's just crazy that after all this time.
I know, it is wild what DNA can do.
I know. What I'm trying to think of, what are some other cases that are so super famous that haven't been solved?
Well, my mind always goes back to little John Bonet. I think that's
of course, yeah, that's so true. I would love to know what happened to her, as well as the millions of other people that would.
There's oh gosh, my mind has went a blank.
Oh, you're fine.
Hold on, let me think about it.
Oh, you're fine. I think. Who do you think? Do you have a theory about John Bonet?
Okay, so my theory is either it was someone who was very close to the family, a business partner, business associate, or something. I hate to, accuse the brother, because I know he's been accused many, many times, and they've done.
I don't think it was him.
I mean, I don't feel like it was him. I feel like it was someone who knew the family.
So you don't think it was the parents?
I don't, honestly. I don't think it was the parents because they literally had nothing to gain from it.
I know, but at the same time, there was just so much weirdness.
You know, I mean, like, okay.
I almost thought they were protecting somebody.
Like, for the longest time, I always thought it might have been the brother. You know, the brother just had some issues, snapped, killed the little girl, and the family covered it up so that nothing would happen to the brother. Because it's, I mean, essentially a CSI episode.
Yeah.
They literally did that in a CSI episode, which, I mean, you know, makes kind of sense. But then again, I don't know. I don't know. In my mind, I just can't think of why they would want to do that to their little girl.
I know. I mean, we'll never understand it.
No.
But I just low-key think that something is up with the parents. I know another one. Summer Wells.
Oh, the local one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer Wells. I wish that we knew what happened to poor Summer Wells.
I thought we did know what happened to Summer Wells.
No.
Didn't her mama go to jail?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
That's Megan Boswell.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting the two confused.
Yeah, no. Summer Wells is still unsolved. We have no idea what happened to her. She literally was disappeared without a trace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sad. And that's actually really local to here, guys. Like, we live like 15 minutes. I live 15, 20 minutes away from where where Summer lived.
And another one too, that is local, now that you mentioned it. And I know they've done a YouTube video on it, at least. It's up in the Kingsport area. There's been like 3 young girls go missing. No trace of them, no nothing. And most of them were seen around the same place.
Hotel. Yeah, and on the Greenbelt.
Yeah.
Which is a walking path, guys.
That hotel, it's been torn down now. You know, it no longer exists.
I think they were trafficked.
See, that's what a lot of people think too. They did this whole expose on like the people living at West Side Inn and things like that, you know.
One person had chickens in their room.
It was
crazy.
Crazy, to say the least. But like I said, it's gone now.
Yeah, they tore it down.
They've tore it down to make way for who
God only knows what.
What's another good one that has went unsolved?
I don't know, I'd have to really think about it. I just thought that was like a good question to ask.
I did see recently there was this old cold case file. It was husband and wife. I do believe this was like back in, I don't know, maybe the 50s or something.
Local?
It wasn't local.
No. Okay, I actually know one that's local.
And they recently found their car, so they feel like they might have found them.
Oh, wow.
So they're still up, I guess, waiting for updates on that one.
There's actually another local one that happened. I can't remember if it was the 70s or the 80s on Longs Bend. And this woman was murdered. Her husband came home, found her murdered, and somebody came up behind him and killed him. I'll have to give more information, but I can't remember their names or anything like that. But yeah, it happened I think in the late 80s.
Which now I know there was that little school teacher that got murdered down in Mooresburg.
What?
Yeah, it's been a few years ago, but they caught
they caught who did it.
It was a teenager who murdered her. It's not a cold case or anything.
Right. That's crazy.
But honestly, if we look into it, I'm sure there's tons of cold cases.
Oh my God, yeah. 100%. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm going to have nightmares tonight after reading about Jack the Ripper. Honey, we've had some little snippy comments here lately on our TikTok.
Honey, that's fine, though. We appreciate the snippy ones, too.
Yeah, we do. We do, honey. Anything they give us is boosting our...
Right. So thank you, honey.
Yeah, I'm like, as soon as somebody comments, even if it's bitchy, I'm like, you just helped us, bitch.
So thank you on behalf of the
Thanks for the hate.
We appreciate it.
Oh, I'm trying to think of anything else that we could run by. Oh, honey, I want y'all to know. Last week, I said I was going to look into the vampire stuff.
Oh, yes.
Let me just tell you. I've had such a hard time trying to find modern day vampires and the stories about them and stuff like that. It's just if I got on TikTok and did it or whatever, it's just they're really short snippets and stuff like that. It's not nothing to like base a case off of.
Yeah.
So I figured maybe one day we could talk about the Casket Girls.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I know a lot of people have talked about that in the past, but it would be fun to talk about.
Might as well.
Yeah, we like bring that up along with like other stories too, with like other things.
Definitely.
Oh, honey, some people have commented on our alien stuff, being like that they are so intrigued about this alien stuff now, the aliens in the pyramids.
I mean,
they're like, I'm so intrigued now, and I'm like, girl, same.
It's a whole thing. And I mean, if you go back to our Heaven's Gate cult thing, I mean, a lot of their superstitions align.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
With these theories too. So I'm like, Lord, honey, what if they're the ones that are right?
What if they were the ones that had it right?
What if they had it right and they're just up in some spaceship right now,
laughing at us
with their little Nike shoes on, just running, honey, being a cog in the wheel of the great,
beyond.
Yeah. Honey, that's always been one of my biggest fears too. I'm like, Lord, what if all these little doomsdayers turns out to be right?
Nah. I try not to think about it. I'm like, nah. But guys, we would love for you to like give us comments and stuff, to like telling us what you might want us to talk about, some things you want us to like research. Any help
or if you have a story,
honey, send it in.
Send over to us, honey. We'll be happy
or if you want to come on as a guest.
That is something that we have been discussing lately. Is I know in the past we've had Lil Hannah on. As Lil Hannah. Hi, girl.
Hi, girl.
As a guest, but now if you're kind of local to us or something like that and would be interested, let us know. I mean, I know
Emma wants to come on.
I mean, she's over in Arkansas.
But we can Zoom her.
Okay, as long as we can Zoom. Hi, Emma girl.
Hey, Emma.
Congratulations.
I'll put her TikTok handle down in the bottom below. You guys should go follow her.
Yeah, she's a good one to follow.
She's a good one, honey. And she's hilarious.
She is.
We love Emma.
Honey. Lovely vocals.
I know, honey. I just wish she would. Honey, I wish you just if she's watching this right now, girl, make a TikTok just where you sing. I would just put it on repeat where it just keeps it going.
But we want you to sing to us directly.
Yeah, make up a song about us. About Hannah, Emma. Yes. Emma, make up a song about us.
Yes. Now, Hannah, if you want to make up a song about us, you can.
We'll play it too.
We'll play it too, girl.
I'm trying to think. I don't think there's really anything else that we need to cover or anything like that.
No, it's kind of been a short week, but like I said, we have a lot of things are changing on our ends.
We're excited.
Yeah, we're excited, but there definitely are some changes going on.
Yep.
And things like that. So it's been taking a little bit more of our time than what we would like it to. We apologize, but we promise to get back on it. Don't worry.
Our episodes will get longer again, and they'll also be more in depth and stuff like that. Sometimes I feel like our last couple episodes haven't been super in depth, and we're more or less just talking, but when we're not giving like too much information. But I think we're giving the need to know, but like information, the need to know. Like we're not going on and on and on and on about it.
Right, honey. This is not a book report.
Exactly. But now, next episode, I figured that we would. I will get us some stories together, and we'll go more old school with it, where we're telling some stories about like a cryptid or something like that like stalked somebody or something like that.
Story time with Ariel.
Story time, bitch.
Story time.
Y'all.
Gets me. Are you afraid of the dark path? Yeah.
Look at us and our sound effects.
I know. Honey, that's high class right there. We're state of the art.
Yeah.
State of the art.
But guys, if you can, as you should follow us on all the things, Spotify, Facebook, Lemonade, TikTok, and of course, honey, subscribe to the YouTube. You're going to want to go up to that subscribe button.
The subscribe button.
Then you're going to see that little bell.
The little bell, ring-a-ding.
You're going to click it.
Click it.
And then you're going to hit all.
Hit all, honey.
Honey, you won't miss a thing.
Miss a thing, baby.
Not a thing, honey.
Nothing.
Bye, guys.